What are you doing? You'd won!
You slipped. To defeat you in such a manner would be lacking in honor. I would not have earned the right to lead.
Hey everyone, Decepticon 23 here today with another review, this time of Transformers 25th Anniversary, Dinobot. Dinobot was first introduced in the first episode of Beast Wars after the Predacons had stolen the Golden Disc and had planned on gathering Energon on Earth. He was kicked out of the Predacons by Megatron when he accused Megatron of landing on the wrong planet. After he's kicked out, he automatically changes his activation code to Maximize and decides that he would confront Optimus Primal for leader of the Maximals. Dinobot is a leader. He's been put into a lot of leading situations, and multiple times he claimed that he could be the leader or would try to lead in somehow, and it's not, in the treacherous way of Starscream. But anyways, Dinobot is a bit of an anti-hero. He believes in honor, and he is with the Maximals, but he still retains some Predacon ways like anger or aggressiveness, stuff like that. He believes that the weak are horrible and that the strong should survive. But Dinobot wants to be in control of his own future. He doesn't believe in destiny. And because he believed in this, he switched allegiances a couple of times. Primarily after he stole the Golden Discs, because he knew the Golden Discs had the key to the future with them. And after he saw that Megatron could change the future with a Golden Disc, he acted upon this. In what is arguably the best episode of Beast Wars, Code of Hero, he sees that Megatron, with the Golden Disc, is able to view the future, and he is able to change it accordingly. With this, Dinobot realizes that his future is his own to shape, and he takes quite extreme actions. When Megatron goes to destroy the place where the primitive humans lived, Dinobot was the one to stop the Predacons, and almost single-handedly. I quite like the line,
I am a warrior. Let the battle be joined.
Dinobot is a warrior, and he acts on warrior ways and based on honor, in which he calls Predacon honor. I like the line when Quick Strike says, "What's a warrior without his weapons?" And Dinobot replies, "A warrior still." It was a very good episode, and he ultimately sacrifices himself to save the humans, plus he destroys the Golden Disc, which would inevitably be built back again, but he managed to destroy it for the time being. And so he died, and he wouldn't be seen again until Megatron cloned part of his DNA into the evil Dinobot 2, which was more like Dinobot than some people may realize, especially on the fact of honor. So anyways, on to the review. Here's Dinobot in his beast mode. This mold for Dinobot is extremely accurate to the show, but it doesn't have the right colors. The Henkei colors give Dinobot his perfect look, but even the eyes, it doesn't quite look like Dinobot for some reason. I wish they could have given, better teeth. To rate this mode, I'd give it an 8 just because it's not colored right, but it's almost perfect. So to transform him, first you remove the tail. Which will become his rotate blade by pulling this down, this up, and this down, and then folding this back in, and by removing the missile, which looks a lot like a spinner blade. Put that to the side. Then you pull down, first you're going to pull down his foot, rotate it around, and rotate this all around. And while talking about the feet, they remind me a lot of the Dinobot 2 figure's feet. But anyways, you pull this down, and one thing that's really, really cool about this is that it contains a bone detail, which you can pull out for the robot mode. and you clip this purple thing right here into the gap right here. And then you pull his bone detail out. Do the same over here. The bones cover his leg nicely. Then you pull his legs up. Then you're going to pull his arms out. Then pull his sides to the side. Then you're going to pull these to the side. Then you're going to pull down his dino head. Then you're going to put his waist into the middle. Then you're going to pull up his sides, which also contain bone detail. And then just position, the hands however you want. And you have a lot of options how to pose these arms back here. I usually just fold them down like this so you can't see them. But there you pretty much have Dinobot. Very, very nice mold. And it has a few gimmicks too. The first being that he is a faction switcher, which you can do by flipping this down and pose him as a Predacon, or you can pose him as a Maximal, which I prefer to keep, or you could keep him neutral. Another nice gimmick that this figure has is that he can have the claws that he had in B-stores, but you can pull this out, then rotate it, and push back down, and he has his 5 claw hand. Do the same over here. And it looks very, very nice. Again, it's a color issue on this figure. As you can see here, Dinobot's head is pretty much like spot on to B-stores, except that it is purple, not blue. The orange yellowish plastic on here is also like it's accurate, but I would have preferred, having the blue face and all that. Maybe you can see a bit of light piping there. Not sure. But there's also, like purple bits here. And just a really nice figure. Would have preferred the Henkei colors. It's almost spot on accurate. Like, the most you're missing would be like the spine that he had back here. That's about it. And maybe like the blue chest area, but he even has the bone detail. I mean, that is one of the coolest transformations I've seen. But to hold his weapons, you're going to have to turn his hands back to normal hands. I'm glad you're given the option of choosing which hands you can use. You can put this in here, which is his missile, but it looks more like his blade from B-stores. I have a hard time clipping his rotate blade, and even though, it doesn't rotate, but you're supposed to clip it on, but I can't. It doesn't, like, I don't know if you can see that, but it doesn't stay well. You probably can't see that, but it doesn't stay on well, and I don't really like the look of it. It's a bit big for Dinobot, but it's a phenomenal figure, and I would definitely pick it up. I definitely recommend it. Like most of the other 25th anniversary figures, they're awesome. And it's even nice and compact. To rate his robot mode, 10 out of 10. I know the color scheme isn't as good as Henkei, but it's too much of a good of a mold to get by, and it's such a fan favorite, so you can't really dock this guy at any points. So here's a quick size comparison to another faction switcher, and that is all for me. This is Dutch on Decepticon signing out.
He lived a warrior and died a hero. Let his spark join the Matrix, the greatest of Cybertron.